Hey, how's it going, everybody? Got another pickups video for you guys, and this is going to be a fairly long one. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show. So, try and make it not too horribly long or I'll be uploading forever. So, start out with dollar items here. A couple of movies at a yard sale. Buck a piece. Beverly Hills Ninja, one of my favorite Farley flicks. And Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle Extreme Unrated Edition. Picked these up because they were $1. If anything, a couple more from my collection, my very small collection of GameCube games. Got Mega Man Network Transmission. Let's see. It's just a precautions booklet. Otherwise, neither of them have the manuals, but who gives a shit? They were $1. Let's see this one. This one definitely needs to be resurfaced. That's if it's any good to me. Anyways, for $1, who cares? New game. Like I say, for $1, who cares? New game. Any of my subscribers, y'all know that I fucking love Pokemon, but for $1, it's another GameCube game. Got Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Much better than the Gale of Fatness. Anyways, that one's in a little bit better shape. Now this to me was a freaking mega score. This was still sealed up in the cardboard box. Pretty cool game once you get into it a ways. Heavy Metal Fact 2 for the PC. Say, man, it was still sealed in the box for $1. This one, I had a feeling it wouldn't play on my computer. It's for Windows 95, 98, but I don't know how many freaking versions of this game they made. I had the first one and I think the second one. Anyways, this is Redneck Rampage, the early years special edition. And I had the original Redneck Rampage, and I had Redneck Rampage Rides Again, and both of those games are funny as hell if you got a computer that'll still play them. Otherwise, more of a collector's item to me. One N64 item here. This is for Game Boy Games Transfer Pack. Just picked it up because it's in good shape. One Sega Genesis game here, and one that's kind of scarce, around my area at least. It's the first time I've seen it. Sonic and Knuckles, and it's just missing the little flap there. Otherwise in good shape. And this I got at the same place that I got the movies. It was some people that were having a moving sale, man, and they were just selling stuff for dirt cheap. They didn't have much on video game stuff, but everything was $1. In this controller for the Wii, which now that I wiped all the dust off, the thing damn near looks new, for $1. That was a steal, man. Got this at a thrift store. First I thought it was for like Sega Genesis or something, man, and it's for the Nintendo. Got a Competition Pro pad for Nintendo Entertainment System, and it's got, it's like a rapid fire for both buttons, slow motion, whatnot, and it's a nice big controller, man. Fits good in the hand, and it's in damn good shape. And these I don't know if they'll work on the Atari or not. I just grabbed them because I have never seen some. I did not know Commodore had these. A couple of Commodore brand paddles that are just like the Atari. 2 paddles on 1 cable. So I'm figuring they'll work on the 2600. And not in the best shape. I just picked these up because I've never seen them before. So kind of cool. So I'll have to clean them up and test them out. Bag all this stuff up here. Gotta make more room. Well, since it's sitting right in front of me, I'll show you one of the vintage items. I got this at one of the local, actually it's a new one that just reopened. Somebody took it over and they're doing the same thing, but we had an antique mall in town. They ran for quite a while, went out of business. The new people say the same thing, and their prices aren't all that bad. It's kind of like nicest thing I saw there, that whoever got it, man, was a steal. Somebody had a really nice looking NES, not box, just the system, 2 original controllers, the NES arcade type stick, and a decent pile of games for 50 bucks, man, and everything was in good shape. But I got a lot of Nintendos, so no big deal on that. But this, I was gonna pass on it until I saw a particular little attachment for it that is pretty freaking hard to find. Anyways, I may be off on the date here. I think this is from 1898. Anyways, got another Swedish Mauser bayonet. And this is the officer's frog. I've got another one that's got the same type of frog, and I had to order this separate, man. These are kind of scarce. Usually you find them with the ones where you'd be out fighting. This is more for dress. That's why it's fancy and has brass buckles and whatnot. Anyways, it's rare here. Take the little knife out. That little puppy right there that is clamped onto the handle of the knife, that's pretty freaking scarce. It's just an extra little thing to make it to where it won't come out of the knife sheath while you're fighting or whatever. This is the first time I've seen one of these anywhere around here, man. Kingman, Havasu, Bullhead, anywhere that's got that still. As it is something that kind of attaches to it. And can see how this can get lost, but anyways, a little rarity with it. Otherwise, not in bad shape. Not in bad shape at all. And surprisingly, the leather frog is in pretty damn good shape. It still even has some of the paint on the back of it. I don't see any markings on it, but it is original. Oh, okay, it's got the 3 crown marking. The little clasp here, it also has the 3 crown marking. Otherwise, it's the usual for these, and that's the only reason I picked it up. These, for anybody who wants to start collecting bayonets, these are pretty freaking common. You can get on eBay or just go to knife sites that sell militaria, and you can usually find these pretty damn cheap by themselves for like 20 bucks or whatever. It's just to find it with a frog like this, or even the original frog together, for around 25, 30 bucks, man, that can be kind of hard. Usually they want a high price. Some more finds from Queen Honey Badger. This I got a while ago, man. This was the end of last month, and I just wanted to test them out first after I cleaned them up. Let you guys know if they work or not. And got both of these for 10 bucks. One of them, no controllers or plugs or anything, as I think it was the one that came with the stuff I originally got, and then the other one controller. Anyways, 5 bucks. Got a Sega Dreamcast, year 2000 model. This one does play backups. All my Dreamcasts play backups, man. I don't know which one doesn't. I haven't gotten that one yet. So far, I guess I'm just lucky, but plays beautifully. And then, pretty sure this was the Atari that was originally with that Game Center that I got, and not in the best shape, but I got it half-assed working. Got another 4 switch Woody here. Little spot there where some of the wood grain type finish is coming off, but anyways, it'll turn on and load up the game no problem after I cleaned it, but it does need a new power switch. In fact, I'll point something out here if you guys can see how much wobble that has. That's not good. For any of you that pick one of these up at a game store, check that. If any of the switches wobble like that, it means they're on the verge of breaking or just bad contacts. As the power switches on these, it has 4 contacts. 2 that it's got to hit when it's on, 2 that it's got to hit when it's off. So if it's only hitting like one of them full on and then the other one a little bit, you're either not going to get a picture or it'll be black, it'll be distorted or staticky or whatever. And that's what happens when I flick it. It's like a half-ass try and turn on and off, and it just make the screen all distorted. Then I do have to turn it on and off. And another thing I got to replace. And this is kind of weird on these, man. I got to look at my other Ataris and see if they're the same way. I got to replace both of the controller ports. So the way they did the pins, they're not solid metal like what you'd have in a Sega Genesis or another system. They're like rolled steel, and then they put a little bit of solder on the end of them to hold them together or whatever, to round it off. Anyways, just from corrosion and age, and a couple of the pins on each one, that solder's come off and the ends are starting to separate, to where if I plugged in a joystick, it wouldn't only just trash the joystick, it would probably make this worse. But otherwise, easy fixes. And for how this thing looks, as in, that's a little chewed up too. The cord is in great shape. That's kind of why I picked it up. I figured if it was dead, at least I'd be getting a good cord out of it. And I'm not going to be going back to the Honey Badger, man. We've been having monsoons to where it will just rain like freaking hell for like an hour or more. Just bucketfuls, man. To where it just floods out our yard and the neighbor. And she's been leaving all her shit out, letting it get rained on. Because Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't fucking give a shit. Whatever. It's her loss on making any more money. Now, speaking of Atari, and this is a crazy thing to find around here, mint condition. One of my thrift stores for $2.50 found a SVI Spectra Video Quick Shot 1 for $2.50, man. Brand new in the box. Even has the really cheap, crappy ass cardboard insert, which I have no idea why the fucking hell they did that. Where are you made? Hong Kong. That tells you it's old. Anyways, man, there was not a scratch on it. There was no dust on it. It was like shiny new. Not the best controller, but a cool one to just sit on a shelf. And for anybody new, man, this puppy has been copied a lot. That high shelf behind me where my Pac-Man is up there, I got a couple more that are made by, I think, Archer, which was a company that Radio Shack worked with. Made a lot of games and stuff for Atari or controllers or whatnot. Okay, what next? Fuck it. Back to vintage. And, this thing didn't look anywhere near this nice. I got it home, man, and I just could not believe that I found one that was in one piece. But, man, compared to the first one I got, Big Brother, this thing was not taken good care of. And really, there's only one part on it that's broke off, which is no big deal. But, this sucker's turning out beautiful. Found the pistol version of the Wham-O Power Master. And, this has got to be one of the first ones, because that wood, I don't know what type it is, man, but this video's not doing it any justice. I get this outside, it's like freaking tiger stripes going down it. It's a kind of wood where it's just got that ripple effect. Really freaking beautiful. And that was the first thing I worked on. It was just really dried out. So I stripped off all the parts and pieces down to just the wood part here. And put on some furniture polish. The kind that's got the lemon oil in it and stuff. Just to get it all shined up and saturated. And then went over it with some feed and wax. And that's why it looks the way it does now. And can't even see it now. There was one little spot, I think, on that side where it's like just a little scuff. Once I put some of that polish and feed and wax on it, covered it right up and it just blended it in. And then the bow, as you can see here, whatever. I forget what the hell they call it on a crossbow, but anyways, this was oxidized as hell. Just nasty looking on both sides. So I started out with really fine grade steel wool. That was not lifting it off, so I got some finishing sandpaper for metal, the lowest grade possible, and just lightly sanded it to get it shined up again, and then finished it off with the steel wool. And just like my large one, that's the original string. Half of it is I am not going to fire this thing. In fact, for anybody that does find one of these Power Masters, either like this or one of the big ones, I don't know how many they made of this. That's why I'm not going to fire it. I don't trust it, even if the mechanism does look like it's functioning. The big one, as in the full-size crossbow, that one, it looks like they made quite a few from, I think, like middle 50s, late 50s, up till the 70s. And then they had a recall on them to where it had to do with the firing mechanism malfunctioning, to where somebody'd have one of these puppies cocked with a bolt in it and it would go off on its own. There was a piece in there that was supposed to be heat treated, and I don't know what the hell it is, man. I don't know what they're talking about, but it would make that mechanism swing forward as it would snap it or whatever. So not good. But I don't think this is that one. My big one, the guy that I got it from, he shot it a whole bunch of times using it at the target shoot. I shot it a few times until I realized it's the original fucking string and I don't want to break it. But I don't know. But I wrote it down on a note somewhere. It's in front of my other computer, so when I find it, I will give you guys the not the serial numbers, but the model numbers for the ones that they said that problem had, or whatever. That made sense. Anyways, I'll have some information at the bottom of the video here for you guys to click on or whatever. And another thing, pretty much the only thing on this that I'm going to do, I'm not going to totally make it where it's like new again, man. Mind me if I'm talking weird. Every time I get ready to speak, my freaking nose itches. When we had our last monsoon, which was just fucking yesterday, I went to the swap meet yesterday and it was hotter than fucking hell. Came home sweating like a pig. A few hours later, freaking thunder, lightning, man, raining like a son of a bitch. That's weird how they just hit. And it was stirring up dust like crazy. But anyways, the grip here, all this metal part, the trigger and everything, I sanded all that down because it was really oxidized just like the bow, and it ate away all the paint. So I'm going to use some of my black auto paint and touch that up, including the trigger, if I can get that trigger out of there. Really easy to take these apart. So on to the next thing. And go back to game pickups. This to me was a steal. I watched some videos on it because I knew there was something that was supposed to light up, and I didn't get any instructions saying anything about that. So at first I was kind of really disappointed on the quality of it, but then once I saw that it does light up cool enough. Anyways, the lady that's been selling video game stuff, she's still doing her yard sale and game sales every other week. And it's mostly controllers and whatnot. She gets a lot of the retro type game systems, like the portables and stuff that emulate the Nintendo and whatnot. And occasionally she'll have actual video games for sale, but mostly just attachments anyways. She had a whole bunch of freaking mint in the box Tron Evolution collector's editions. So, cheap enough, man. She knocked the price for me. She was wanting 28 bucks for each. I got 2 of them for $42. So 21 bucks a piece, which is a steal. Anyways, just gonna show you this one for the Xbox. Say, man, mint condition. And this one, because I didn't have it on Xbox yet, I opened this one up so I can display the light cycle that you get. The other one for PS3, I'm keeping that one mint in the box because I already had it on PS3, but I figured, man, for that price, I will get one and hold on to it until it gets some value. Anyways, show you guys the light cycle here, which is also a hidden tray for your game. That just slides open so you can pop your game in there and store it. And now that he's fallen over, bailed. I admit, for the starting price they had on this, that was fucking insane. I heard some people that were doing unboxings of this saying that they spent like 120 bucks on it. Nah. But for just over 20 bucks, worth it. This is still a pretty cool display piece, man. But it's not worth anywhere at the starting price. And let's see. I took the batteries out of this already, but for anybody else that doesn't get instructions, I don't know if it was supposed to have them or not. This back piece here, that just clamps on. So take that off, and then I left it open. Just right there at the end of it, you unscrew it, and then that's just a little flap, and it takes a couple of AAA batteries. And then turn them on just above that piece where it attaches, right below those 2 lines. That's your switch. And on what lights up, the rings on his disc light up. Right in that area there, I'll show you close up kind of. The motor lights up. And then the rings on the front wheel here light up. And it does look pretty cool lit. And what's nice compared to the toys, the one nice thing, it's either on or off. It's not timed. So you can leave it on and have it displayed on a desk or whatever. Now comparing it to the toys, no comparison. In fact, who were they saying did this? Sideshow Collectibles was saying that they had something to do with this, which is pretty unbelievable for the quality, because that's all it does is light up. There's no functionality whatsoever. Back wheel doesn't turn, no front wheel, so you can't use it like a toy. It's just meant to be displayed, which, for me, cool enough. I got all the toys. But comparing it to the ones that Spin Masters did, those are way better. If you want a light cycle, look for those. Hunt around at places like Ross, Big Lots, and whatnot, man. My Ross store, they were getting them like crazy for cheap. I mean, like freaking $6 for the Sam Flynn or Clue, so hunt around for those. Unless you can find this box set as cheap as I did, hunt around for those if that's all you're wanting. But cool enough. And the rider does have some nice detail. In fact, the one thing I haven't checked out yet was to put this under a black light, because at first I didn't know this lit up until I watched somebody's video. I thought that was just blue paint, and almost wondering if it's fluorescent. I'll dig up my black light, if I can remember where the friggin' hell I put it, and see if that will glow. If it does that, man, even better, because that means all the blue will glow. I'll just add that into a note or whatever if it does work. In fact, one thing she had, I gotta look up the brand. She's got a website now. She does stuff on eBay, and then she also sells it at her yard sale. But she had a small-sized arcade stick that works for a whole shitload of systems, including the PC. It has like this adapter that you plug it into, and you can use it for GameCube, I think PS1 and PS2, Xbox, PS3, the Wii. Ah, shit, man. I don't know what others, man. It was a lot. She was selling for like 45 bucks, and it was about this big, like the same size as one you'd have for a NES or a Super Nintendo. So, didn't pick it up. That was more I wanted to spend on it at the time, until I find out more info on it, man. But for a PC, it was pretty nice, man. It had the layout for like a fighter stick, so she's been getting some cool stuff. Now, off the subject of video games again. For anybody that saw the Lord of the Rings sword that I got, man, for the, not the ring wraith, but the, now my brain's gone. The Witch King sword. The thing that's hanging up on the thing. Anyways, I thought they already had all of the guy's knives out that he sold to them. They brought out more. So a couple days ago, picked this up, and this is mint condition. The only thing missing and the only thing wrong with it, the box is in bad shape, but I could care less because that's going to be a wall hanger. But I'm missing the little hooks for the plaque. Otherwise, this is new. It's a badass freaking knife. This guy had stuff on Lord of the Rings. He had stuff on Gilhibben, Kit Ray, man. All kinds of cool knives. Anyways, this one is Umithar, Talisman of the Anoth or something. Yeah, that means something. That's important. Anyways. Knife out here. Say. Brand new. I think I paid right around 40 bucks, man, after tax. He wanted more for it because I got the sword. He knocked the price for me again, so he always gives me good deals over there. And very fragile knife, man. This is definitely one to just hang up on the wall. It does. Yeah, it is sharp. Man, very cool looking. A lot of freaking detail. Very sharp. That's needle freaking sharp. And those are needle freaking sharp, man. If only the Lord of the Rings sword was needle freaking sharp so I could go on a Vicodin binge and run through Walmart slaying ogres and behemoths and shit, man. But nope, them days of fun are over. There's another one I might get too, man, but he wanted more money for that, and it mint condition, box was in mint condition. He had the Medusa dagger by Gilhibben. I mean, Curie. Allergies make you fucking retarded, man. This is not a good day for me, but I've been wanting to do this. Didn't plan on going anywhere, so figured I'd do it. Nice. Thing cool with Kit Ray knives. I always get a really wicked poster. One of a sexy bitch holding the knife. Yes. And she's got steel-plated bitch tits, so that's pretty fucking awesome. certificate of authenticity, which looks like it was done on parchment paper, telling the history of it. Yes, these were real. We used these in the old days, far back, late 60s. Yeah. Pretty damn cool. Fortunately, the dude that runs the pawn shop is dealing with Hibbon knives, so all the Hibbon knives, man, he's wanting top dollar. He had some nice ones, man. Some of the limited editions where all the metal parts are gold plated and it has the stand kind of like my Tron thing where it's all covered up and stuff. Really freaking nice, but they're like $125 a piece, which is probably a pretty good deal for them, but nah, that's more than I want to pay. I hunt around here, man, I can find something vintage like a freaking old bayonet or saber or something for that price. Speaking of the bayonet, that was one of the few times I've gone to an antique store around here where the dude knew it was a bayonet and just didn't call it a hunting knife. People are not too bright around here. Oh, hell. End it here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will find that info on the crossbow and stuff for anybody that does find one, because they are floating around on eBay. And on eBay, just to give you a price range on the full-size crossbow, because I tried to sell shit before through eBay. They made money, I didn't. But it makes it to where I can do that search and see stuff that has sold. They were going from like $50 up to about $125 for one of those crossbows. It's pretty much mint condition in the box. There was a few people that had them mint in the box, and it looked like you got 4 wooden bolts with it. The real feathers, man. Just like the one I made in high school, man. All real feathers and stuff. Which nowadays, if you put those on one of our newer crossbows, they would explode into a billion splinters and, with my luck, blow back in my face. But yeah, they range on price, man, and a lot of the ones I've been seeing are pretty freaking beat up. Even if you fixed it up, I would not trust shooting them. I mean, that one I got was pretty rusted on the pistol. The ones I've been seeing on eBay, way worse, to where the mechanism inside's probably rusted solid or whatever, and they'll just selling them as a display piece. So, later guys.